This is Drew again, and I wanted to show y'all something about using aftermarket transmission filters on the Subaru automatics. The pretty much any of them with a screw-on type filter, besides the pan filter. You got the pan screen, but some of these also have the screw-on oil filter, and apparently nobody knows if any of the aftermarket actually makes a real transmission filter for them. If you go to AutoZone or Advanced Auto or something like that, they are all oil filters. They are not the right filters. Um, I bought my Forester. Actually, I bought both of them, and I've never purposely changed one until now because they're supposed to last the life of the car. Even if they don't, if you hit 200,000 miles with it, fine. Go ahead and change it if you want, but for God's sakes, get the Subaru one. Mine was it shifted fine when you were raw dogging it, and it shifted fine at like really low RPM. But if you were just kind of half moderate throttle, what it would do is either hesitate and shift hard or just shift hard, especially second to third. And after doing a little research and watching a guy cut one of these open and cut the actual Subaru one open, which by the way is it's going to run you about $30, 25, 30. You could tell the difference and then understand why it did what it did. So basically, a regular oil filter, this is the one I pulled off of mine, that obviously is not a Subaru one. There's not a word wrote on it anywhere. So I don't know if this was a knockoff store brand or what of an oil filter, but all the Subaru ones say, I think something, I forgot what they say. They've got a lot of Japanese crap wrote all over them, and it says made in Japan. It doesn't matter if you bought it here, it's made in Japan. And it says in big bold letters, Subaru transmission AT. I mean, you have to be a retard to not notice that was different. But you can buy an oil filter and it'll screw right on. But let me tell you the difference. The way the factory one's designed, you've got your media, that real fine filter media that it flows through. But in the center, instead of a pop-off valve for high pressure, it's got a screen. Looks like a little cylinder in it, a screen. No restriction at all. So it'll always flow through that screen, high rate of flow. And if you ever get down on it and gun it wide open, it'll push it through there, and it's a sized hole. They calculated the size of the hole now, but it's about the size of a pencil eraser. So it flows pretty decent amount. Whatever goes through the mesh goes through that hole, full flow. Whatever doesn't will go through the filter media, like the pleats, like the paper stuff, or fiberglass. But that stuff's highly restrictive, so you got a good flow 100% of the time through the mesh, and then every once in a while it goes through the micro filter. And you're driving every day, and that pump's going 24/7 whenever you're driving. Eventually, all the fluid goes through the micro filter, regardless. But you've always got a guaranteed flow. Now let me tell you what happens when you stick an oil filter on it. When you stick an oil filter on it, it's got the same media as the transmission filter. The real fine fiberglass media in there that's pleated. The problem is that's highly restrictive. Low RPM, it won't matter. Now on the bottom, there's not a hole. There's a pressure release push valve. Okay? So basically, if you get it a moderate RPM, there's not enough transmission fluid flowing through this media here for it to shift right, but there's not enough pressure built up yet to push the pop-off valve open to bypass it. So you end up with, it runs good wide open, it runs good hauling butt and doing, launches and all, and it runs good just driving like grandma, but it drives like crap if you drive normal, like me. Getting out kind of moderate, get going, I don't like poking around if I pull out in front of people, but I know I don't have to just straight floor it either. I just get down on it halfway and let the turbo do the rest. Well, that's when it starts jerking, and it's because the torque converter is not getting enough fluid, and that pressure valve is building up pressure until finally it's got enough to let it shift through or engage the next gear, and it's hard. By that point, it jerks, and it's usually worse second or third shift. But if yours is doing that, that's probably the problem. I wouldn't even go into looking into repairing the transmission until I swapped it out. $27. I got mine off of eBay, free shipping. The dealers don't carry them in stock anyway, so you might as well price check and order one from somewhere else if it's cheaper. Because I can tell you my car was owned by, before the guy I got it from, it was bought new by a driving instructor at Cobb Tuning. He bought it for his wife, and it had Cobb stickers and the Cobb tag on it, so chances are my car has got 226,000 miles of, highway miles and probably some spirited driving. And I've actually done some drag racing in it myself, and it's my daily, and I Uber with it. My transmission's still fine. As soon as I changed this filter out, it started driving like a new car. It shifts so smooth now that if it wasn't for the exhaust on it, that you wouldn't even know that it shifted through. I mean, it's that smooth now. So I can tell you if my transmission's fine and yours is driving kind of funny, chances are yours is fine too. You probably just need the right filter and not a stupid oil filter. Get on eBay, look up the right freaking OE, type it. OEM, Subaru, whatever your car is, what year, transmission filter, and find it. And it'll make dang sure that it's got a picture of the box, or at least the filter, because you'll be able to tell. It's got it wrote on the bottom of the can, AT transmission, trans filter, and then it's got a bunch of Japanese crap all over it, and it's made in Tokyo. That's it. And then mine even came in the Subaru box with the Subaru part number for like 25, 26 bucks, free shipping. So, anyway, a lot of the stuff you can go aftermarket. I mean, I worked at O'Reilly's. I was driving a Subaru working at O'Reilly's when I had my Baja, and I almost made this mistake. I was like, well, I'll stick a K&N or Wix on it if it's an oil filter, because I didn't go cheap. But sometimes even getting a $15 K&N or a $10 Wix, it would have been the same problem, because it's simply not designed the same. So, anyway, hope that helps somebody. It may save you a couple $1,000s in transmission repair, or at least in my case, it saved me a lot of headache and a lot of worry, because I was like, oh my god, my car's got 230,000 miles on it now of boost and playing and everything. It's probably going out. Transmission's going out. But that's all it is. All it is. So you'll lose about a quart of, almost exactly, I measured it in an empty bottle, exactly a quart of transmission fluid. So just go buy a Valvoline or something Dextron go ahead and buy Dextron. Don't get Dexmerk, whatever. They're made in between. They're all made, their viscosity level and friction level is a little different. So just get, it's like $6 or $7. Go ahead and get a Dextron if it's $1 more. Dextron 3 and up. And that one bottle should do you fine. You pull the can out. I let it drain till it quit draining, and it ended up being a quart. I literally poured what drained out into my drain pan back into an empty old quart bottle I had, and that's what it was. It was a quart. So um, then you won't have to have the car running and check and back and forth, because they're a pain in the butt to check way back behind the motor. So I guess that's all I can really say about that. Always do your research. Not hard stuff. Just unscrew, screws back on. But you still got to do a little research. Make sure that you're screwing the right thing on.